Hello and back to the wild. My name is Beast, and today we're back with Futamata Ren'ai. I'm not going to be messing around for too long. Let's just get back into it. Get the music back so my fucking headset doesn't turn up.
Miyakoと仲良くなりたい.
I can manage a conversation with her, but on the friend scale, I'd say we're pretty low. Therefore, I'm secretly observing her. Well, we immediately have a fucking thumbnail. For the first time, me and her are the only ones at the dorm. She's sprawled across the sofa, her hands stretched out in front of her and her butt jutting up into the air. She looks just like a cat. Really doesn't have a care in the world. No one often calls her a stray cat, but I can't imagine her surviving the wild. Fucking fly. Miyako turns to me, giving me her usual blank stare. She doesn't seem surprised at all to discover me spying on her.
実はずっと言いました。ごめんなさい。
どうして謝るの?
I guess she doesn't find it embarrassing that I caught her stretching like a cat. If now it caught me slipping like that, I'd be bright red in the face, no doubt about it.
もしかして私だから気にしてないの?
If she feels uncomfortable around me, there's a definitive sign that she already considers me a friend.
意味がよくわからない。
そうよね。舞い上がっていた私がバカみたい。
悩みがあるなら聞いてあげる。
She passes up beside her.
私が神聖なるナオくんポジションに収まってもいいの?
ナオ? 私の隣は誰のものでもない。
そっか。それなら遠慮なく。
Put myself down beside her.
今日も暑いね。
そうね。
Awkward. Now I would probably move the conversation forward, but I don't think Miyako's that kind of talkative person.
ここは私が話題振らないと。ってなんか飲んでる。
食べてる。フローズン。
おいしそう。
レンジでチンするやつ。冷蔵庫にまだあるよ。
レンジで温めたら溶けちゃうよ。
溶けないぐらいに温めるの。何事もほどほどがいい。
なるほど。みよこ賢い。
なんだかバカにされてる気がしてきた。
Grab frozen yogurt out of the fridge, heat in the microwave for a dozen seconds. Comes up perfectly soft, just like Miyako said it would.
シャクシャクしてて美味しい。
It's a bit like shaved ice, only with more of the flavor of a parfait. It's a perfect summer treat.
これ誰が買ってきたの?
知らない。
え?
名前書いてないものは食べていい決まり。
あ、そこにナゴミンって書いてるよ。
え?
Miyako freezes, locking eyes with me.
普通、自分でナゴミンって書く？
そこじゃない。今大事なのはそこじゃないよ。
そこじゃないよね。名前書くなら。
くだらないこと言わないで。もうどうするの？
ナゴミンなら笑って許してくれるからセーフ。
セーフじゃないよ。私はそこまでずぶとく生きられないの。
Miyako isn't panicking at all. She just has a what happens look on her face as she continues to eat the yogurt.
これどこで売ってるの？
コンビニとか。
それじゃあ一緒にコンビニまで買いに行く？
This'll be a great bonding experience. I'll get to go out somewhere together with her.
暑いから嫌だ。
そこは一緒に行くって言ってよ。
She really is a stray cat.
そうだ。みやこ。実はちょっと聞きたいことがあるんだけど。
なーに?
Heard you're Nao's older sister. What's that all about?
なんていきなり聞けるわけないよ。
Definitely not close enough for me to ask her about something I overheard.
変な諦め。
なんか増えてるね。
なお、最近どうよ?
Our break's getting closer, which means students have to show up to class whether they want to or not to make attendance requirements. And that's undoubtedly why Hoshino is actually here for a change. Things have been pretty crazy lately. Well, that's for me.
トイロちゃんとはどうなんだ?
fuck, I forgot he found out about Kitame and I dating. You ran into him on our aquarium dating Kitame, let it slip. Perfectly fine.
そりゃよかった。いつまでもユアみたいなろくでもないやつの尻を追っかけているよりは建設的だからな。
You got any new wounds on your ass?
彼女の数は増えたな。
How do you know what to say?
おいおい、もうすぐ夏休みだぜ。今のうちから外しておかないと。
You're always living it up.
はめ外すというより、実際ははめまくりって。
Can this prick just hurry up and die already? Not that a two-timing douchebag like me has any right to talk. In fact, I'm probably worse than him. At least he's open about his serial relationships.
そうだ、未だこうパッとしないなお。お前に耳寄り情報だ。
What?
うちの大学、毎年この時期に学祭やってるのは知ってるだろ？
Yeah, where all the people actually in clubs get together and jerk each other off.
言い方よ。うちの大学は外来もそれなりに数来てんだから。
Went last year, mainly to keep Miyako company as she indulged in all the junk food sold at the stalls, but left pretty quickly. Don't remember anything else.
だよ。今年もミスターコンやるんだけど、参加者募集中なんだ。
Shakes a flower out of his bag and hands it to me. You're telling me to join?
察しが早くて助かるわ。
I think you know what my answer is.
参加者少ないと盛り上がらないし、張り合いがなくて困るんだわ。ああ、もちろん優勝するのはこの俺様だがな。
Why do I have to take part just to make you look better?
なおだってせっかく彼女ができたんだろ。ちょっとかっこいいとこ見せたいとか、そういう欲はないのか。
If you want someone to join your party, bro circle jerk, you came to the wrong guy.
意外と応援してくれるかもしれないぜ。仲を深めるにはこういうイベントごとはもってこいじゃないか。
Bet you support me, but I can just as easily picture her freaking out, worried that I might fuck something up. And assuming, that might be, and as amusing as that might be, that's not a good enough reason for me to endure the public humiliation.
ま、飛び入り参加とかも OK なぐらい緩いから考えておいてくれ。俺、この後デートだから。
What about the next class? Well, I guess the date's more important than passing one. Probably even jump at the chance to repeat a few years to savor that college life a little longer. I wonder if Nobuta's gonna shoot for Miss Aomi again. That again doesn't seem something she'd really care about. Though she is a narcissist, so maybe she'd be more into it than I expect. It's popular too. There's always the social aspect to consider. No! Oh, Layla, don't run into you around here often. It calls out to me from afar in her usual boisterous tone. We're in different majors and only share a few select classes. Like Kirame, I hardly run into her here. Can't that wait until we get back to the... Okay. She grabs me by the arm and starts dragging me off, so I give up and allow her to. Oh, this sure is the spot where the bad shit tends to happen, huh? This is where you asked him out. This is where Rui caught him for the first time. This is where you suddenly demanded a date even though you already had one planned. And now here we are. I swear to God, the spot is cursed. I blame the tree. Which leads me to a secluded location before shouting the last thing I imagined her to question me with. Where's this coming from? What's this about? She hasn't found out that I'm two-timing, has she? She can't have. I don't recall her ever questioning us before. That last part definitely is a misunderstanding on your part. Alright, I forgot you were a horny bunny. Do you think Kirame likes me like that? Alright, first off, the whole thing with Nobuta isn't what you think it was. Nothing happened, she was drunk, and she came to my room to talk, that's all.
本当にエロいことしてない？
Believe me, I'd be bragging if we did. Now that Layla's suspicious, I have to tell her the truth, albeit I'm keeping the details to a minimum. As for Kitame, I'll be honest, I'm interested in her. Why is she freaking out? I thought she came to me to confirm things. It's great to hear that from you, that you think she's interested in me too.
それは内緒というか、ナオが良くないことしようとしてると思ったからで、キラメにはその。
Don't worry, won't tell her. We're just worried about her, right? I try to act as calmly and naturally as possible. There's no way she knows we're already going out. I wonder if Kitame would tell Layla, but apparently... I'd wondered if Kitame would tell Layla, but apparently she hasn't. I'm surprised.
まずは疑ってごめん。キラメには気づかれないようにこっそり応援してるから。
She grabs my hand and shakes up and down. Her innocent smile prickles at my heart like a million thorns pushing against it.
ナオのおかげでお友達も作れてるみたいだし、キラメのこと幸せにしてあげてね。
Why are you giving us your blessing? We're not even dating yet.
そうだったね。でも、ナオのお似合いだと思うから。
Kim has a great friend like this, yet she still wants more. Talk about greedy. You're so sweet, Layla. I think I might fall for you.
もう、浮気はダメなんだぞ。ちゃんとキラメのことが好きなら、早くそう伝えてあげてね。
She boops me on the nose and gives me a wave and runs off. Managed to talk my way out of that somehow. I expelled the breath I'd been holding in, though I know that the situation has gotten much, much worse. Ibura's monitoring my relationship with Nobuta and Layla's monitoring my relationship with Kitame. Whichever way the scales end up tipping, I'm not gonna be able to keep this up for long. The rope's tightening around my neck as a two-timing piece of shit like me deserves. The only person I can rely on now is the girl who knows everything, Ruirui. Though she's now been the most cooperative. Fucking hell, I'm getting jealous of Hoshino. He lives a life I don't have the balls to achieve.
あんたね、散々気をつけなさいって言ってるじゃないの。独り言だって誰が聞いてるかわからないんだから。
Ruirui, are you stalking me now?
違うわよ。気色悪いこと言わないで。ちょっとレイラに用があったのに、あんたとどっか行くから様子を。なんでもないわ。
Where'd you with your nerd friend? Where'd the little girl go? The one who was so proud she didn't have any friends.
いいじゃないの。うっさいわね。
For once, I've rendered her almost speechless. Now use that momentum and go make friends with Nobuta already.
この間ちょっと話せたし、あんたよりはよっぽど進捗良好よ、二股クズ野郎。
Any progress on my end would just make things worse now.
まずいってどころの騒ぎじゃないでしょ。ユアとたこ焼き娘、どんどん仲良くなってるじゃないの。もう彼女にお友達できて嬉しいとか言ってる場合じゃないでしょ。
Sure, what am I supposed to do about it? You want me to break them apart or what? I'd rather confess to my crimes than do that.
バカね。その足りない頭で考えてみなさい。それはあんたの二股がバレても同じことなのよ。
Only now that you pointed it out do I realize. You do sometimes hear about two girls who are being cheated on becoming friends. And whenever it happens, it's bad news. I know. Nobuta probably wouldn't care and Kiddo would be so angry with me, I doubt it would affect their
きっ
relationship.
ぱり断言できないあたり、可能性はあるでしょうが。
I don't want that. That's the last thing I want.
そんなことも想像できないで二股してるなんて。本当男って脳みそ金玉に詰まってんじゃないの？
Not after sex here, my head's just empty.
そろそろまずいってぐらいはわかるでしょ。私もユアとのきっかけは作れたし、もうあんたもどっちか選びなさい。
Picking one of them was an easy decision. I wouldn't be in this predicament to begin with.
めめしいことばっかり言って情けない。ほんとろくでもない男ばっかりモテるのどうかと思うわ。
Can't deny I am one.
あんたもしかしてって思ってたけど、いっそ二股がバレたらいいなんて考えてないわよね。
Hell no.
怪しいのよね。心底クズでどうしようもない男ならバレた後のことなんてちっとも考えないけど、 あんたは考えた上でそうなってもいいって顔してるのよ。
She captured me with a gaze and refused to let me go. Maybe being good at cosplay also makes you good at reading people. Alright, Ruida, what would your response be if I said you were right?
そうね。改めて声高にこう呼んで
Place her hands on her lips, standing there intimidatingly as she draws a deep breath.
この二股クズ野郎ってね。
She smiles and winks at me, seemingly incredibly satisfied after that. Wow, that was so manly, might just fall for you.
何褒めてんの？キモいからその顔土につけたまま呼吸しなさい。
She kicks the back of my head as I squat there, sending me face first into the ground.
これからあんたに傷つけられる子たちの分よ。今私がお仕置きしてやったんだから、二股してまでしたいと思ってたこと、ちゃんと最後までやり遂げなさい。
Do I think I'm actually in love?
たとえ明日地球が滅ぶとしても、あんたとだけはありえないから、この二股クズ野郎。
Thank you so much. Whoa. She gives me one final kick before leaving. Damn, she's so cool. Or a girl I definitely fall for. Getting up feels like too much work, so I just roll over and look at the sky. Oh no, there's no big reason why I'm two-timing. It's all just coincidence, I swear. Nobuta seems to have an ulterior motive for being with me. And meeting Kirame was truly a total coincidence. What happens happens, that's how the world works. If only Kirame hadn't come up with that crazy plan. If only Nobuta hadn't chosen that exact moment to reciprocate my feelings. I wasn't aiming to become a two-timer, and that's the truth. Surprisingly, Nobuta seems fully intent to continuing our relationship, and Kirame seems to want to too. I never thought these relationships would last, but they have. And now, as Uedo pointed out, we're reaching the end. Oh man. I hope we can have long consensual sex with Kirame before I'm exposed to the two-timer. I've gotta act like a two-timer prick every once in a while, or I won't be living up to my name.
嫌味なく自己顕示欲を満たせて、ついでに人脈も獲得できるからだけど。
Apparently those are reasons for entering the beauty pageant. She's light. God damn it, Nobuta. Must be trying to get me flustered. Yesterday I invited Nobuta to go on a date to cheer her up after making her mad. So far past the arranged meeting time that I've gotten all sweaty waiting, and she's still nowhere to be seen. She's not so malicious that she'd stand me up to get a payback, right?
埋め合わせと言いながらも、私とデートできるのってさ、それ古賀くんも得しちゃわない？それって不公平だよね。
Sound like something she'd say. Something she'd totally say. If I message her, she'll probably say, "Do you have no patience? I expect more from my boyfriend. He's got me in checkmate here. All I can do is keep waiting beneath the blazing sun. I'm sure she'll forgive me for moving under the shade. At least I hope she will."
お待たせしました、古賀さん。
Wrong Nobuta, actually. Oh no, you don't have to apologize. As I've been waiting for ages, and she's not even the person I've been waiting for, but she's so adorable, I'll forgive her. You're not the Nobuta I was looking for, but you know what, Shia? Don't even mind.
先生ってば通報されるレベルでしょうよ。そろそろ自分の年考えた方がいいと思う。
Wait, why are you here, Runa? Can't be with a student in public, that'd be wrong.
シアの方がよっぽどまずいと思うけど。
Don't worry, you still look like a kid without the uniform.
ルナ、街中歩いてるとめっちゃスカートとか声かけられるけど。私は全然声かけられたりしないのに。
You don't have to change who you are, Shia. I'll scout you every day if you want.
マジでキモいよ、先生。キモすぎて鳥肌立ってきちゃった。
It's not my fault Shia is so criminally cute. She could teach your sister a thing or two.
ユアちゃん、姉が来ない理由を聞かないんですか？
You can call her Yua, and yeah, I mean, that is bothering me, but you're too cute, so I don't mind.
これ、警察じゃなくてユア姉に通報したら良さそう。通報するまでもないね。
Well, the very person I was waiting for has finally appeared. What time do you think it is, woman? At this point, I'd assumed she wasn't coming, but here she is. Shit, I don't know how to handle this.
シア、こんな悪い男の人とどこで知り合ったの？ ことと次第によってはお説教しないと。
Wow, excuse you, I'm not bad.
悪くはないけどダメ男ではあるよね。
Honestly, what kind of person do you think I am?
実はシアが通ってる塾の先生なんだよ。みやこ先生も一緒。古賀くんさ、教え子はまずいって。
With which would the guilty pleasure be stronger, I wonder? My student or my girlfriend's sister? Seriously though, what the hell's going on here?
今朝シアとルナが遊びに押しかけてきてね。私も鬼じゃないから可愛い妹たちの誘いを断れなかったわけよ。
Could have just told them you were planning to be a boyfriend, but I can't blame you, she is a cutie.
なんだこいつ。
So, that's all this is about?
よーし、ついでに古賀くんのこと困らせたろ。なんてこれっぽっちも持ってないよ。
We're fine with it, so am I.
おかしな古賀くん。
Look at Mary, goddammit. Bring your sister and your friend along on our date. I don't have enough arms for all these cuties.
先生ってばだいぶ天狗になってるね。でもルナたち可愛いし仕方ないか。今すぐ海に突き落として魚の餌にしてやろうかな。
Oh, you jealous of your sister? How cute.
ほっぺたちぎるよ。
You know, I thought there was something off about the way you were pinching my cheeks.
そういえば気になっていたんですけど、古賀さんはゆあちゃんとお付き合いしているんでしょうか。ううん、してないよ。私古賀くんに弱み握られてて今日も嫌々ながら。
Believe me, I wish I had something to blackmail you with.
うわ、エロ。
How so? Are you still so mature? You think everything sex related is funny?
エロいです。
Yeah, but your immaturity is cute.
ゆあ姉さ、この人キモキモ罪でとっ捕まえた方がいいんじゃないの。どうせシャバにいられるのも今のうちだけなんだし、最後に自由を謳歌させてあげようと思って。
What the hell do you think I'm gonna do? I could ignore Shia and attempt to curry favor with Yua, but we have to keep our relationship secret, therefore I have to watch what I say. Oh well, nothing I can do about it.
でもゆあ姉が休日に付き合ってもない男と出かけるような尻軽だったとは意外。こら、誰が尻軽穴ゆる父女じゃ。おいだ、誰もそこまで言ってないけど。
Says you're right.
こんなのが先生やってるなんて世も末だよね。本当にね。ルナも涙を飲みながら勉学のために致し方なく。
I just realized, does her fucking choker say eat me? One accessory is I am God, another is eat me. It's this digital devil saga. We both have the weird, like, God bullshit and the fucking war. Wow, they found a common enemy and now they're conspiring against me. I knew the only one I could count on was you, Shia.
シアはお姉ちゃんとクズ男、どっちの味方をするのかな。それはもちろんユアちゃんです。いた。これは当然の結果ってやつだよね。もしシアが古賀くん選んでたらもう絶縁してたかも。
What a beautiful display of sisterly love.
ユアね、もうダメだよこの男。きっと何やっても喜んじゃうよ。まあ手さえ出していなければ私も許してあげようと思っている。そんなことよりも古賀くん、今日はどこへ連れて行ってくれるのかな。
Bet you expected me to come here with no plan whatsoever, but think again. I had a perfect plan ready for just you and me. However, unfortunately, now that Chia and Runa are joining us, that's all totally useless. You shouldn't underestimate me now.
発言が支離滅裂。別に見くびってないよ。その程度の男だって十分理解してるつもり。
Ah, yes, I know what you are. I did think of some things to do, actually, but it's not the kind of place I can take these kids. However, another day comes to me. Perhaps I'll be meddling too much, but this situation presents a great opportunity. Only not for me.
あんた騙したわね。何が SOS よ。
I'm just an asshole trying his best to repay a debt here. I hit up Rui when she and Runa first appeared. Now that she's finally shown up, she looks absolutely fed up with me. I only did this because she told me to report every little thing to her. Certainly not because I'm going to make her come up with a plan today, no siree.
ルイじゃん。最近何かとよく会うね。これって偶然？それとも
偶然なわけないでしょ。最悪よ。今日は一日家でアニメ一気見しようと思ってたのに。
私よりアニメを優先しようとするなんて。ルイってばやっぱ変わっちゃったよね。
あんたみたいなめんどくさいの誰だって優先したくないでしょ。
Things are getting a little awkward, but their recent interactions seem to be bearing fruit, I think. Now I go to Rui running support so I can spend the whole day flirting with Shia!
恋人さんじゃないのにイチャイチャはいけないと思います。
Wanna be my girlfriend then? Can't complain that way, right?
先生、ルナもいること忘れてない？
Oh, right, you're Rui's sister. We got the Mikoshiba siblings together.
先生こそどうして姉ちゃんのことルイルイ呼びしてんの？怪しい。
We're besties, alright? I can only imagine what kind of trouble this cheeky brat gives Rui. I'd much rather have a sweet girl like Shia for her sister, no doubt about it.
実はお弁当作ってきたんだよ。
ルナ、あんたシアのこういうとこ見習いなさいよね。
姉ちゃんだって手作り弁当とか作ってくるキャラじゃないくせに人のこと言える？
It's nice out today, so we spread a blanket over the grass to have a picnic. Can't imagine Nobuta making lunch for someone else either.
ちっけえな。好感度ちゃんと上げたら作ってくるかもよ。ゆあちゃんは手料理はコスパが悪いとか言っちゃう人なので。そうなるとシアと女子力で並べるのは姉ちゃんだけか。先生、秘蔵の両物件紹介してもいい？
Pipe it or your sister's gonna slap you in the face. Rui's wife potential isn't even hidden.
っていうか、ずっと不思議だったんだけど、ルイってば古賀くんといつの間に仲良くなったの？
別に仲良くはないでしょ。
でも私より今のルイのこと詳しく知ってそうだけど。
知ろうともしなかったくせによく言うわね。
ゆあちゃん、ね、ルイちゃんと仲良くしなさい。シアにはまだ大人の絶妙なやりとりが伝わらないか。
Nah, you're just a bitch.
怒られてやんの。
ルイちゃんも煽らない。喧嘩する人にはお弁当あげませんから。
Hey, Runa, do you know why those two had a falling out in the first place? She seems to have the two argumentative girls under control, so I decided to probe Runa since I figure she might know she might know what's going on.
知らない。ルナ、姉ちゃんたちの揉め事になんて興味ないし。
Right, you're both heartless and useless.
だってルナは言わねえとも変わらずシアとも仲いいわけだし。困ってるの姉ちゃんだけじゃん。もう子供じゃないんだから自分でどうにかしてほしいよね。
Why do you have to be so right? Still don't feel like Ruru will tell me what happened. Thought Runa might since she's a sister, but she doesn't seem to give a single shit.
どうせ大したことじゃないと思うよ。だって言わねえ。姉ちゃんよりもシアの方がよっぽど嫌いだし。
No, she doesn't want her, I'll gladly take her.
キモ。だけどちょっと前だったら本気でそうしちゃうくらいには深刻だったかも。
She's not a kid either, she must realize it's not Shia's fault.
だけど頭で分かってても心が言うこと聞かないことってあるからさ。
You're pretty smart for a dumb little brat. I don't get chill at all.
姉ちゃんのことに興味あるのかと思ったら言わねえのこと聞いたり。先生ってばやっぱクズ男の素質あるよね。
I'll take that as a compliment.
今度塾でMiyako先生にチクってやろっと。
Fortunately, this cheeky brat has no idea that I'm two-timing on Nobuta with Hirame. As long as I keep that in mind, she actually comes across as pretty cute.
やだ。先生がルナのことシアを見るような横島な目線で見てる？
Only have a look at Shia with the purest of intentions, thank you very much.
びっく。おかん感じてるじゃん。
I guess my love for her isn't strong enough yet. Damn, can Shia make a good sandwich? I wonder if Nobuta would start cooking for me if we become more of a genuine couple. Yeah, nah, I'm the one who ended up doing the cooking. I want to cry.
よく考えてみたら、Miyakoじゃなくてナオくんに聞けばいいじゃないの。 彼氏なんだし。
After waking up, I spent some time spacing out in my bed until I was struck by a stroke of genius, and I immediately headed outside to implement it. Ever since I heard that Miyako was now a sister, it's been playing on my mind.
何度かはぐらかされてるけど、偶然聞いちゃったこと言えばさすがに教えてくれそう。
母ちゃんの就職先調べたらブラック企業みたいだよ。大丈夫なの？
給料いいし平気だろう。俺がそんなメンタル貧弱に見えるか？
違うよ。ムカつく上司殴って問題起こしたりしないかバイオレンス方面で心配してるんだよ。
俺を何だと思ってるんだ。もちろんバレないようにやるに決まってんだろう。殴るなら顔じゃなくて腹だな。
It's hard to imagine that they were just fighting the other day, given how they're talking now, but the topic of conversation still is something positive.
なごみん、なおこんいる？
確か朝早くに出かけていったような。
あいつが早起きするなんてどうせ女だろ。
女？
ちょっとようちゃん、適当言っちゃダメでしょ。なおくんがモテるわけないんだから。
モテないから少ないチャンスを逃さないように必死に努力すんだろう。哀れにもな。
うちに可愛い子いっぱいいるんだから、わざわざお外行かなくてもいいのにね。
They're taking Nao's absence as an excuse to say whatever they want about him. Not that I can really blame them, given this behavior.
あ、みやこ、なおくんどこ行ったか知らない？
知らない。
どこ行ったか全然興味なさそう。
He's yawning while messing with her phone. She probably only just got up like me. Meanwhile, Layla's still sleeping like a log. They do say growing kids need their sleep, and she's definitely still growing.
なおくん、本当に女の子に会いに行ってる？それとも遊びに行っただけ？気になることが増えてきた。
ほら、ようちゃんが余計なこと言うから。
俺は思ったことを言ったまでだ。心配なら悩み相談でも受けてやればいいじゃないか。
若い子の恋愛事情に首突っ込むほど私はヤバじゃないよ。
ババアか。人事みたいに言いやがって。お前。
まだそれ引っ張るの？それこそ余計なお世話だもん。
なんでまた喧嘩してるの？
喧嘩するほど仲がいいってこと。
みんな、グッモーニング。私はお腹が空きました。もうレイラ、ご飯の前に顔洗ってきなさい。
しょうがないからお昼作ってあげよう。そうめんね。
またそうめんかよ。
またそうめんかよ。
おい副将やめろ。怒られるのは俺なんだぞ。
色付きの麺は私にちょうだいね。相変わらず悩みがなさそうでいいね、レイラは。
そういうキラメは悩み事でもあるのかな。えいえい。
ほっぺたツンツンしてくるのうざったい。
それに私にだって悩み事ぐらいあるよ。キラメのことで。
はっても本人に言わないでよ。
教えない。
意地悪レイラ。
Admittedly, I have secrets of my own. Figured out that something was going on between Nao and myself the first day we got here, but I still haven't told her anything.
いつかはレイラにも。でも、それはナオくんとラブラブセックスしてから。無理。
I really don't think we're gonna make it to that point, especially now with the whole Miyako thing.
私は、もうちょっとナオくんのことが知りたいだけで。
Now it's clear that I'm gonna have to put in a lot more effort if I want that to happen.
もう、どこ行っちゃったんだろう。
We'll come back eventually so I can wait, but I just know I'm gonna feel agitated until then.
ねえ先生、これとこれだったらどっちがルナに似合ってると思う？
Can I leave? I don't want to be here anymore. Like, this is women picking clothes. This can never go well. What the hell? They're both nothing but strings. Do you have no shame?
でも好きでしょ？
Alright, how about this? You can wear it for me, but you're not allowed to wear it on the beach.
独占欲強。それが人によっては良かったりするかもだけど、ルナはだるい。
Little sisters said they wanted to buy swimsuits for summer break, so they will accompany them.
ちょっと、うちの妹にセクハラしないでくれる？
Personally, I think she's the one being a perv. You need to teach her a lesson, Rui. How did this sister of yours grow up to be such a smug little slut?
姉妹だからって似るわけじゃないのよ。 あれと視野を見なさいよ。
Yeah, but they're half sisters.
私があれ呼ばわりされてることに対して何かフォローとかないの？見てください。どうですか？似合ってますか？今日はゆあちゃんはどう？いいんじゃないかな。もうちょっと攻めてもいいと思うけど、シアはこれぐらいの方が似合ってるから。じゃあこれにする。
Shia goes straight back to the changing room. Apparently my opinion was not needed. Oh, so you can be a good sister if you try.
どうだろうね。とてもいいお姉ちゃんだとは思わないけど。ほら、だって私、シアのこと嫌いだし。
Hate and love are two sides of the same coin.
露骨に避けるのも大人げないでしょ。向こうは頑張って私と仲良くしようとしてくれてるんだからさ。
If you feel that way, you should make up with Rui too.
別に私はルイと仲違いした覚えはないんだけどな。
It's not hard to imagine you saying something that crossed the line.
古賀くんごときに想像されるような平坦な人生歩んでないつもりなんだけど。
I still don't actually know that much about you.
知ろうともしてないくせに。
I'd be happy to get to know you if you'd actually answer any of my questions.
それはもう私の機嫌次第かな。
Guess that means I still have to try and get on the good side, huh?
カウンターのつもりか知らないけど、ルイ呼んだ時点でだいぶ機嫌悪いから。
Rui, do something about it.
当てつけみたいにルイ呼ばないで。下引っこ抜くわよ。
しかしまさかルイと浮気してるだなんて、ちょっと予想外だったかも。
変な勘違いよしなさいよ。誰がこんなクズと。
ずいぶん仲良さそうに見えたけど、結局何？友達なの？
How would you describe our relationship with Rui? Go on, Rui, tell the girl.
平たく言えば利害関係が一致しているから最低限のコミュニケーションをとっているだけ。ただそれだけよ。
私にも言えない訳ありなことには変わりないんだ。
だけどそれも今日で終わりよ。あんた最後にシアとルナのことお願いしてもいい？
Come on, don't be like that, Rui. Don't be your BFFs, Rui.
そんなにまた土の味噛みしめたいの？
I've kind of gotten addicted to or abused to Rui. I need my daily dose, so I start getting withdrawal symptoms.
キモ。
なに？姉ちゃん、いよいよ言わねえと仲直りするつもり？
Seems like it. I don't know how it'll go, but don't interrupt, okay?
うまくいかなかったら、私がゆあちゃんのことお説教します。
Honestly, I don't think it matters how determined Rui is. It all comes down to Nobuta. If changing the final boss's mind was that easy, then I wouldn't have ended up in this two-time predicament in the first place.
ひどい。ルナとも二股してよ。
You can go home now, Ren'ai. I'm gonna enjoy a one-on-one day with Shia while we wait and hope for good results. Don't say that now. I do hope Rui will be alright here.
ダメだった。
Oh, so Rui comes back to us in tears.
ムカつくからもう一生仲直りなんてしなくていいわ。大体私は悪くないのよ。
Did you make things worse? You looked so cool when you were heading off to face the final boss. Slowly pouting. Bet Nobuta said something rude again.
どうして言わねえと姉ちゃんは仲良くできないの？ルナとシアはすっごく仲良しなのに。
シアがもうちょい成長したら似てきそうで怖いわ。
Yeah, we should stay like this forever.
ロリコンの同意は求めてないのよ。
So, what Nobuta say this time?
あんたに話すのは尺だけど、さすがにここまでお膳立てされて失敗した手前、軽くは話しておいてあげるわ。感謝なさい。
Hey, Runa, what can I do to get your sister to open her heart to me?
照れてる姉ちゃんなんて見たくないんだけど。
ルナ、あんたは黙ってなさい。
それでルイは一体今の私とどうなりたいのかな。別にいいじゃん、普通に話せてんだからさ。
あんたの言う普通は普通じゃないのよ、ユア。
だって私は別に怒ったわけじゃないのに勝手に距離取ったのルイだし。
あんな言い方しといてよくそんなことが言えたわね。
大人げないことしたとは思うけどさ、ルイには理解してほしかったんだよね。
分からせようともしてないじゃないの。独りよがりで 悲劇のヒロインぶってるだけのくせに。
え？何？また喧嘩しに来たの？それなら受けて立つけど。
わからないわ、あんたのことなんて。今でもこれっぽっちもね。私から言わせたらいつまで拗ねてんのって話なのよ。
拗ねてるか。
だってそうでしょ。全部あんたの中で噛み砕いて消化すべきことなのに、周りに八つ当たりして。シアが今もどんな気持ちであんたと接してるのとか。
へえ、ルイも私よりもシアの味方するんだ。
ほら、またそうやって拗ねて悲劇のヒロインぶる。あんたの気持ちなんて知らないのよ。わからないから同情もしてやれないわ。
ルイには言ったってわからないよ。
なんでそう決めつけるのよ。
ルイは私じゃないから。私ね、自分でちゃんと分かってるの。誰よりもめんどくさい女だって。言えないじゃんか、親友にさ、このドロドロした黒い気持ち押し付けるなんて。だったら嫌われた方がマシ。
ユア。
だって私はもう一人で生きていけるから。
だったらなんで。
私はね、一緒に不幸せになってくれる人がいいんだ。
He stares at me for a second before turning around without another word.
まさかそれがあのクズだっていうの。
Question, Rui. If I told you I wanted to get serious about winning over Nobuta, would you help me?
二股クズ野郎のくせに本気になんてなれないでしょ。
You're right where it hurts. Still after hearing what Nobuta said, I want to do something for her. Sorry, Rui, but I gotta go. Take care, Shia, and run it for me, okay?
ねえ、あんたはどうしてそこまでユアに固執するのよ。
Probably because making her cry won't hurt me.
何それ。
That might even be what she wants. I think I finally started to piece together why she was crying that day.
私もようやくわかったわ。あんたユアと同じ顔してるの。
You compare me to her. Thought she used to be a best friend.
今でもそのつもりよ。
Man, you're such a good person, Rui. I love you. Go out with me if my cheating gets exposed.
バカ。
Bet she looks cute when she cries too. That's another thing to look forward to.
私も今日はダメダメだったけど、おかげさまでやるべきことは明確になったわ。
That's great.
だからあんたも頑張りなさいよ。
See, I always knew we were kind on the inside, Rui.
あんたはまずツンデレの定義を調べ直してくることね。
ねえ、ルナちゃん、古賀さんとルイちゃん怪しくない？
ワンチャンあるかもね。でも先生が姉ちゃんの彼氏ってなんかやだ。
Trying to sneak away in the middle of our date?
今日はずっと空気だった古賀くんじゃん。まだロリコン罪で逮捕されてなかったの？
Instantly catch sight of her tottering her way through the crowd. I'll walk you home.
って住所知られたくない。
You think I don't know anything?
うわー、気遣いできる彼氏アピールうざー。これでも私もう成人してるんだよね。
You're snapping at me. You're not snapping at me, and you're a lot quieter than usual. Clearly, you're feeling bad. Catch the summer flu or something. Then have to come if you're sick.
今日は埋め合わせだし、本当はすっぽかそうと思ったんだけど、千代たちが来ちゃったから。
I don't let your little sister take care of you.
弱ってるとこ見せたら噛みつかれそうで怖い。ずっとシアには意地悪してきたし。
I'm the only person you need to be mean to.
なんだろう、熱のせいかな。古賀くんが頼りがいのある彼氏に見える。つまりこれは夢だ。
If it is, then you have no reason to stop me from walking you home.
さては弱ってる私を送り狼するつもりだな。ガオー。
You're a lot cuter this way, in my opinion. Should try it more often.
ああ、もううるさいな。そ
そこまで言うのなら勝手にしなよ。
She's usually the queen of comebacks, but right now she's barely even grumbling at me. She must be feeling really bad. I hope she'd be able to talk things through with Ruru in this state, but it wasn't that simple. Damn, this place is tiny.
分不相応にいいとこ住んでるもんね。
Yeah, I've always dreamed of sharing an apartment like this with someone.
3日と持たないでしょう。部屋は別々にないと無理。
Though our clashing opinions have me concerned about our future prospects together, I have to admit I'm touched that she allowed me in her home.
ちの女の子の部屋に上がるのはいつぶり？
If we're not counting the dorm, it would have been Miyako's.
彼女といるのに他の女の話しないで。
Alright, I wanted to talk to you anyway. You don't have anywhere to run this time.
ねえ古賀くん、お腹が減った。
I think you need to work on your conversational skills. We stopped by the supermarket on our way home, take up what we bought, and begin making a simple dinner in the cramped kitchen. You know, this kind of feels like a total role reversal.
しなくていいって言ってる看病を押し付けがましくしようとしているくせに。
Oh, you have an apron. I think I'll wear it.
ああ、それ気に入ってたのに、もう捨てないと。
That's just mean. I wasn't even gonna wear it naked or anything.
それ、シアがくれたんだ。家庭科の実習で作ったんだって。
Then you better keep it.
捨てる理由が欲しかったの。
Oh, I'd be happy to take Shia if you don't want her. I've always wanted a sister.
似たようなものじゃん、海野さんって。
Nah, she was more like a pet cat.
あれ？なんで知ってるのとか聞かないんだ。
Nope, because I know you'll ask me all the same questions. Gotta keep it fair.
これぐらいじゃもう意地悪にもならないか。つまんないの。
Well, you're really acting right at home.
だって私の部屋だもん。彼氏一匹紛れ込んでるぐらいじゃ緊張なんてしないよ。
Meanwhile, I'm nervous as can be because the situation isn't very fair on second thought. Chop up some vegetables on a cutting board that seems hardly used while talking to Nobuta. The kitchen is seriously tiny. I need a nice big kitchen, a personal wash basin, and separate rooms for toilets and bath. Clearly we have different requirements in terms of living conditions.
ところで何作ってくれてるの？
Fried veggies.
あ？それって料理名なの？
Nope, I'm just cutting and frying some vegetables. Can't cook anything difficult.
焼くのと炒めるの一緒でしょ？甲賀くんさ、病人に食べさせるものぐらい考えようよ。
If you've got an appetite, then you do whatever the hell I put in front of you.
ねえ、着替えるからどっか向いてて。
The boyfriend's kind of busy at the moment.
ここは彼女の部屋だぞ。
Oh, you got more energy in you than I thought. Guess I might as well leave.
今夜は返さないぞ。
Ugh. He suddenly clings to me from behind, taking me by surprise.
予想外の急接近にドキッとした？
You're trying to spread whatever you got to me or what?
風邪ひいて弱ってる時ってさ、本当はちょっと心細いんだよね。
Can't believe you're letting me know all your weaknesses.
古賀くんのことは絶対に逃がさないというアピールだよ。
Why do you think I would leave?
逃げない方が不思議なんだけど。だって私、人に愛される自信なんてないもの。
Despite how talkative she's gotten, she continues to cling to me feebly.
私よりも可愛い子なんて、それこそたくさんいるから。
Just for the record, it's not what I pictured at all. You're not even remotely cute.
ひどい。
Come on, taste this for me.
ああ、しれ。
Got a lot of these piping hot vegetables.
舌焼けがした。あ、つらい。訴訟しよう。
Nah, could you let go of me now? It feels like I have some evil spirit hanging over my shoulder.
彼女を悪霊呼ばわりとは。あの信田優愛が何の見返りもなしにこんなゼロ距離でイチャラブしてやってんのに。
Now you're gonna stick me with a fat bill after we're done here.
付き合いたてはまだ古賀くんも私のご機嫌取りに必死だったのに、今じゃこれかい。時間の流れというのはあまりにも残酷だね。
Well, don't see you breaking up with me, so...
さすがにそれは自信過剰すぎない？
I basically ignored you after our first date, and all that happened was you got a little grumpy.
古賀くんさ、私のことどこまでわかってるの？
Not much, really, other than that you're the final boss.
ふん。
Seemingly satisfied, she gets off my shoulders and starts plucking vegetables directly out of the frying pan. It's bad manners, so I serve them onto a plate for her. Nothing to do while she's eating, so I started looking around the room. Wait, is that? I saw the seal. Too late to try and hide it away from Bob. That's a birthday present I got
こ
you.
れはね、違うんだよ。
Sound like me when I'm trying to make excuses.
ずっと捨てようと思ってたんだけど、めんどくさくてさ。
Oh, you're just being mean.
ねえ、聞いてよ、ごま太郎。私の彼氏が弱み見つけていじめてくんだけど。
You named the thing. See, you can't be cute when you try. This is a touching sight to behold.
やだなあ。私はこんなにも愛嬌たっぷりな彼女だというのに。
I do believe you're like last place in this game when it comes to that. I'm pretty fucking sure. Hold on. This would be nice. Upward trajectory there. I'm in the middle again. Realizing her attempt to hide the baby seal I gave her in vain, she opts to nuzzle up against it while glaring at me. Thought she was sick. At least I'm getting to see her in a completely different light. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Brush your teeth, take a shit, get some rest.
あ、何帰ろうとしてるの？
For some reason, she physically restrains me when I try to head for the door. While I fiddles around when you'd normally be telling me to scram or go home.
言ったじゃん。風邪の時は心細いって。そんな一人暮らしの彼女を悪霊が出る曰く付きの部屋に置いて帰るなんてこの人出だし。
Wait, this place is haunted? I really want to leave. Ghost is scary.
なんと化けて出るのは私の生き量です。
Even more terrifying.
おい彼氏、適当に会話しながら靴のかかとコンコンしてるんじゃないよ。脱いで私の胸の中へ戻ってきなさいよ。
Man, you're really trying to keep me here.
古賀くんこそ何？一晩家に帰らなかったぐらいで何か不都合なことでもあるの？
Mommy Nogumin gets mad if I don't give her advance notice.
本当にそれだけ？
Well, if you force me to stay here, I can't. You can't blame me if I try something.
襲う勇気なんてないくせに。
That's what you think.
最低すぎる。それでも大事な時にやらないよりはマシだけどさ。
So, let's back up. Am I actually staying the night?
誰に確認してるのさ。もっと緊張してドキドキしてハート高鳴らせなよ。ほら。
Not the only, if anything. You best stop before I really lose control.
じゃあセックスする？
She's saying insane things one after the other. Like she's specifically trying to catch me off guard every time.
さすがにやり方ぐらいわかるし、そこに愛とか一切ないけど、互いに性欲満たすぐらいならできるんじゃない？知らないけど。
Most we've done is hold pinky fingers, and now you want to jump straight to fucking.
体のつながりで古賀くんのことを引き止められるのなら、私はそれでも構わないと本気で思ってるよ。
Chill runs up my spine. For once, she's being serious with me. Just so you know, I'm not going out with you just to fuck you.
あれ？やれるときはやる男じゃなかったの？
Why are you trying to make me out to be some fuckboy? He's gone back to the usual teasing ways, but I'm still left confused as to what if true intentions are. So I'm being dumb. Get some rest. I'll see
言
you.
っちゃう。やだ。
Reach out for the doorknob, waiting for her to wrap her arms around me. Her voice is feeble. She's pleading.
一人にしないで。
Turn back around. Unbelievably enough, she looks like she's on the verge of tears. Hey, how come after all your pleading, I'm stuck sleeping on the floor?
いや、だってベッド狭いし、本当に風邪うつっちゃうかもよ。
Didn't clean me all day. I probably got it already.
ユアキンで古賀くんのこと侵食してやる。
We both stare up at the ceiling while engaging in this mundane conversation. Most pressing to me at the moment is the backache I'm gonna get if I fall asleep here. Meanwhile, Nobuta's back to her usual self, making me wonder what's even going on with her earlier.
床でいいでしょ。どうせ古賀くん眠れないんだからさ。
Who knows? I might fall asleep, fast asleep.
眠れない理由も、私のこと泣かせたい理由も、好きな理由も。
Are you gonna explain why you're fighting with Ryurui or why you decided to go out with me?
別に喧嘩してないし。ルイが私の生きるスピードについてこれないだけ。
I don't buy that. You're definitely fighting. She was crying earlier today.
いつだって泣きたいの私なんだよ。どうしてそれを誰も分かってくれないかな。
You can cry in front of me if you want. Don't feel shy.
あの日、誰もいないはずの世界の端っこで、君に隙を晒したことだけが一生の不覚だよ。
I didn't specifically go to the beach to watch you. Not that I didn't enjoy it.
もうさ、本当は眠ってるよ。
I'm exhausted. I wish someone tell me I wish someone would tell me when these bells in my head are gonna stop ringing.
そのベル止められるの、一人しかいないよね。
I'm the only one who can make you cry.
せいぜい期待しておくよ、クズ男さん。
Just for the record, you're the reason I'm so twisted.
私のせいにしないで。もう、こっちまで眠れなくなってきた。風邪悪化したらどうしてくれるの？
I'll stare until my sweet girlfriend gets better.
明日大学あるんじゃないの？私はだるいからサボるけど。
I'll do that too then. College students who live alone are more likely to skip class, but I don't blame them. They can just work harder near the end of the semester to make up for it.
でもようやくわかった。やっぱり私のこと好きじゃないでしょ？古賀くん。
You're gonna make me cry. I literally just said I loved you.
だって愛を感じないもの。
That's because you're emotionally stunted.
頑張ったらこの私にも愛が伝わるかもしれないのに。
How hard are you trying to push me? These painfully vague conversations would cause me to love her all the more. Thanks to this, I don't have anything I don't know. I don't have to do anything I don't know how to.
絶対に私が君に本気になることはないよ。
She told me something similar once before, but this time she says it with even more feeling. I do wonder if she's actually directing those words at me. You're really gonna say that after you clung to me in tears and begged me not to leave? That's why I've decided to be more aggressive today.
隙を見せた私が悪いんだけどさ。風邪で弱ってる彼女につけ込もうとするのって男としてのプライドとかないわけ？
I threw what little pride I had into the ocean long ago.
だろうね。最近の君はなりふり構っていられないって感じがする。ずっと私のことほったらかしてきたくせに。ねえ、急にどうしたの？
Same person I always was. You're the one who's changed. Not acting any differently, really. Nobody's the one who's not acting herself, undoubtedly. Not only is she letting me stay over, but she didn't even try to drive me out the moment I finished making her dinner.
そうだよ。今日の私はおかしなユアちゃんなのだ。
She just talks up, wrapping her arms around me from behind, just like a girlfriend would do. Her breath feels faintly hot as it grazes against my ear. Just remember me about pudding. Want to share?
おい彼氏、もっと動じろ。
I am, and that's why I brought up the pudding as an escape route. I feel like her fever is rubbing off on me right now. She keeps her arms wrapped around my neck, even as I walk over to the fridge and get the pudding. I could try commercializing this, I'd get rich.
古賀くん、プリンはちゃんとプッチンする派？それともそのまま食べる派？
Caramel sauce is annoying, so I pop a hole in the bottom and slip it out, then eat the pudding plain.
プリンに対する冒涜だ。
You could eat pudding on your own. Say, no, I might never get another chance to do it, so I end up feeding her anyway.
私ね、古賀くんの背中にもたれかかるのに、
That's possibly the worst way to waste energy ever.
あの私がこんだけイチャイチャしてやってんだから、もっと喜べ。おらー。
Alright, I'm happy to listen to me and get off. You're making me all hot. The two of us eat our way through a single pudding. It's a wonderful moment, enough to make me dream that we're actually a loving couple living together. However, it is simply the calm before the storm.
プリン、よく私が風邪ひいた時にママが買ってきてくれた。
You still call your mom mommy?
してたね。もう何年もそうやって呼んだことないけど。
Well, did you get in a fight with your parents or something?
海が見たいとか言って逃げてきた君たちよりはマシだと思わない？
I wasn't the one who ran away, but you know that already.
私も不幸自慢がしたいわけじゃないんだよ。
And what are you trying to do?
風邪をひいて具合が悪くて一人でいる時が昔から一番寂しいってことみんな
私を置いていくんだ。あんなに愛してくれていたのに。
She clings to my neck excruciatingly tight as she begins this story. I don't mean to boast, but I grew up in a very loving family. My parents doted on me, perhaps because I was their only child.
私もそんなパパとママをとっても愛していたの。
They were the perfect couple. Even when I was a mere child, I longed for the day when I'd be in a relationship like theirs. They argued, of course, and sometimes I'd say with my daddy and mommy would get mad. Still, I assure you that we were happier than any other family around
い
us.
つか私もパパとママみたいに大好きになれる人と出会える？
I'm sure you will, Yua.
もし出会って、その後はどうしたらいいの？
Asked, and the two exchanged an awkward look before Daddy answered. We need somebody like you. You have to shower them with affection. You know how Mommy loves Daddy now? Well, she used to show it even more when we first met. Oh, that's shade. That's shade. That's shade. Mommy immediately hit Daddy, and I giggled. If they could find happiness, then I surely could too. And when I did, they'd tell me I was a good girl, like they always did. My dream was to become a
パ
bride.
パが事故で死んだ。
Oh, Jesus Christ, never mind. What is worse, to grow up never having known your parents, or to grow up having had a pair of loving parents that died? I would say the second. Mommy wouldn't stop crying. Tried smiling and telling her it'd be okay, but that just made her cry when I wasn't looking instead. Ended up spending a lot more time by myself at home. I was on my own when Mommy was at work, and I was on my own when she was off crying. I used to hug the toy Daddy got me whenever I got lonely to make the pain go away.
風邪をひいた時が一番辛かった。
Mommy would say sorry, and I know. I used to try and grab onto her when she was leaving for work, but then I remembered a promise I made to Daddy long ago. You gotta make sure to be there for Mommy if she ever needs your
だ
help.
から私は我慢した。
Endured the pain waiting for Mom to come back from work with a pudding to reward me. Doing this for you,
大
Yua.
丈夫だよ、ママ。私一人でちゃんとできるから。
A while after that, I met my first friend, Rui. She'd come and play with me when Mommy wasn't around, so I wasn't as lonely anymore.
やだ、帰りたくない。ゆあちゃんとずっと一緒にいる。
Rui was even more selfish, even more prone to loneliness than I was. I asked why, and she said it was because her parents only cared for her new baby sister.
じゃあ、私と一緒だね。
I knew, of course, that she wasn't. She had a loving family waiting for her when she got home. I eventually ended up with a brand new family. Mommy came home with a man I'd never seen before. Said she was doing it for me
パ
too.
パ
I
は
was so young when I asked that, but I still remember that look on her face. I'm doing this for you, Yua. She stated that with the most pained of expressions. Now you'll be alright. She made it sound like I was the whole reason she was remarrying, even though I'd never wanted that. Why'd I bottle it all up? Thought I was doing such a good job. But I saw the tiny hint of relief on her face, and I knew I shouldn't speak
だから
up.
私はまた我慢することにした。
The only good thing was that my new was a good person. He didn't get angry at me for being distant. He didn't meddle in my business, and he let me be selfish. Eventually, Mom began to smile again, almost if she were happier with than she was with, huh?
ゆあちゃん、そろそろ帰らなくていいの？
いいの。
At some point, I'd end up in a similar situation as Rui, and I hadn't even realized it. Even though there was nothing to be unhappy about, it was the opposite. Mommy was spending more time at home, and I had less reason to be. So I had less reason to be lonely. Mommy looks happier than she did when she was with
マ
Daddy.
マってば、パパといた時よりも幸せそうな顔してたんだよね。
Then on one bright summer day, Shia was born. I know I'm her sister, and she really was adorable. She had the springiest skin. I kept on poking her so much that Mommy got angry at me. Though I felt lost, I'd been blessed with both a new family and a new
そ
sister.
の時は気づかなかったんだよね。
How could I have? The summers came and went, and eventually Shia learned to talk. Her first words were Mommy and Daddy. Whenever I heard her say them, I felt this prickling pain deep in my chest. However, I didn't realize at the time why. I was too young. Mulled it over and again, and it was that day I stayed out late playing with Rui that I finally found my
いつ
answer.
か私が夢見て憧れた家族がそこにあったんだ。
It was the perfect family. It was the one that had no need for me. And it was one that had no need for me. It hit me. There was no place for me there. Mommy and Shia all loved me, but the love they directed towards me wasn't equal. It was just a nuisance
そ
to
の
them.
時にはもう私も割り切ってたよ。今さらわがまま言ったってどうにもならないんだしさ。
Shia was raised by a loving family. She received all the affection that should have gone to me. All I did was pout. I know I was at that rebellious age, but I just couldn't find a spot for myself in their family. The only time Mommy and I ever talked about Daddy anymore was during our yearly visits to his grave, which we did alone, just the two of us.
そして君と出会ったあの夏の日、パパの何度目かの命日。
I bottled everything up for so long. She must have known what I was doing. However, she brought Shia along that year because apparently she'd insisted on coming. It was swelteringly hot that day, so Mama wanted to leave early out of concern for Shia's health. Then I said something I shouldn't have.
ねえママ、シアの方が大切ってね。あの時のママの顔忘れられないな。
Why would you say that? I'm doing this for you, Yua.
違うよ、私のせいなんでしょ。私のためってもう言い訳しなくてもいいよ。ユアちゃん、怖いよ。シア、ずっと言ってなかったけど、私シアのこと嫌いなんだよね。だから私のことも無理して好きにならなくていいよ。
Yua, how could you say that to...
ほらね、本音が出た。いいよ、邪魔しないから。もうすぐ私も大人だしさ。あとは自分でどうにかするから。パパのことも私に任せて忘れなよ。お幸せに。
Couldn't have left with more pointed words if I tried. I was the one to blame here. I was the one pouting and venting. I never had any say of any of... I had never had to say any of it out loud, but it was all true. It was all my fault. At the same time, though, I knew I was right. Mommy loved Chia and more than she ever loved Daddy. She met a better person and ended up with a better family. It's also there was to it. No one can say whether it was the best possible outcome because no one can ever know if they truly met their soulmate. I mean, the concept doesn't even exist.
かつてのパパとママと私。この世にあれ以上愛に満ちた家族はいないと思っていた。だけど、それさえも思い込みでしかなかった。私は愛してると簡単に言うやつが嫌いだ。好きだとか一時の感情の高ぶりでしかない気持ちを押し付けてくるやつが嫌いだ。だから私は誰も好きになんてならないし、古賀くんのことが嫌いだよ。
Oh, really? Well, I still like you.
私が君を許してるのは、その好きがどこまでも薄っぺらいからなんだよね。
Glad my feelings are getting through to you.
人の話を聞いていたとは思えない、乏しい理解力。
Like you want to talk after hearing all that, I seriously have no idea why you're going out with me. The first time I heard how Nobuta Yua, the nemesis of love, really feels, and I still haven't heard what I most want to know.
あの日、ママとシアから逃げた先で君と出会って、泣き顔を見られたのが、私の人生最大の汚点だよ。
You actually seem willing to talk for once, so I want to ask, what did you throw into the ocean that day?
家族写真の入ったペンダント。
Ooh.
後で古賀くんに海に潜らせて探させたりしないから安心してよ。
So you won't even let me get the key item to open up your route. A little dive is nothing if it means getting a big affection boost.
逆になんでここまで言って分かってくれないのか不思議でしょうがないんだけどな。
It's too complicated. Love is simple. You don't need to tack all this bullshit on it.
私のこと好きなのも 君のそのねじ曲がった性癖の果てだっていうのに。
Touche.
そんなにクズになりたいのなら私でいいじゃん。
Sure. I know making you cry won't make you any sadder, and the way you were crying on that beach convinced me you're the most woeful person on the planet. The final boss smiles fearlessly at me as if my words have no effect on her at all. So, okay, so I assume that he had developed a trauma when it comes to making girls cry. I assume most likely connected to Miyako. So when he saw Yua crying and looking like literally she was about as miserable as she could possibly be, he like went full fucking one extreme to the other, because like, hey, she might be crying, but no matter what the fuck happens, I can't make her feel more miserable than this. So it's okay. Some tells me she's gonna feel more miserable than this. Final boss smiles fearlessly at me as if my words have no effect on her at all.
私がそこまで隙を晒すとでも思った？
Well, it's all that weak, feeble stuff was just an act. Damn, that's a turn-off.
恋の駆け引きと言ってもらいたいね。
Sure as hell isn't any romance when you're involved.
だとしてもコッコには付き合ってあげるよ。私のことを特別に名前で呼ぶのを許可してあげよう。
I don't need your permission to give you a nickname. I'll just use her first name anyway. It'll make us feel closer even if it's not true.
でも私は呼んであげない。
You have daddy issues, so I'll allow it.
どうしたらさっきの話で私がファザコンだっていう結論に至るのかな。
I'm gonna keep this up until you show me that cute sleeping face of yours, so just give it up already. Anyways, I'm glad we had this talk today.
これで古賀くんはより私にメロメロになってしまったね。
Yeah, you're so beautiful, it's blinding. Oh wait, I think I'm just coming down with whatever you gave me.
どうせいつもの寝不足でしょ。結構いい時間だよ、もう。
Check the alarm on my phone and turn over to stare up at the ceiling. Finally staying the night at a girl's place, and all I get out of it is some shut-eye. No thanks.
添い寝とか期待してる？ちゃんと床で寝てね。
What happened to that lonely girl who was clinging to me?
今日はありがとう。おやすみ。
Is that a show of affection? Without reply, she rolls over in bed to face away from me. If you're against falling in love, then why the hell are you going out with me? Everything she's doing completely contradicts the story she just told me. What is she after? Why is she dating a prick like me? I just want to turn off my brain and argue kid him his boobs while she comforts me. Indulging my fantasies about the bashful takoyaki girl seems to be the best move right about now. Something tells me it isn't.
本当に寝てんじゃん。
Wake up thirsty when I'd find my boyfriend sprawled out over the floor, fast asleep, his ass hanging out of his pants.
可愛くね。私のこと可愛くないとかよく言えたもんだよ。まったく。
Throw a blanket over him, then go and pour myself a cup of warm water from the faucet. This'll be enough to quench my thirst and drown out some of the irritation I feel along with it.
古賀くん。これは私の物語じゃないんだよ。
I'm the final boss, not a heroine. I'm simply role-playing as the character of Nobuta Yua.
君に恋なんてしない。君を好きになったりしない。しないんだからね。
I don't have trouble expressing my feelings. That's Rui's job.
きっとこの調子ならもうすぐだよ。
The happy ending I'm after can't be far away. I don't need anyone to love me, but I still want to believe in what Daddy told me that day. Keep happiness to those who deserve it before it all becomes fake. How else am I supposed to keep my grip on reality?
胃液逆流フルバーストファイナルイレイフォームゲロゲロゲロ。
はあ、ユアがそんなことをね。
It's the day after I stayed over at Yua's. She and I went our separate ways quickly with little to no conversation between us. Then when I head straight back to the dorm site, I ended up wandering over to college and ran into Riri.
それでやったの？やっちゃったの？
Serious, what kind of guy do you think I am? If it was after a quick lay, I wouldn't have chosen that pain in the ass.
でもあんた たこ焼き娘はがっつり性的な目で見てるでしょうが。
Kitama's as easy as they come. Now, did that sound persuasive to you? She and I promise to eventually have loving consensual sex, so I'm doing nothing wrong. Also, would it cool Ruirui to learn her name? I just want them to be friends.
つまり本命はユアで、たこ焼き娘はセフレにするつもりなのね。この二股クズ野郎は。
Is it just me, or did you get a lot moodier since you learned to stay over at Yua's? Later, it's okay.
私が暴露したらあんたのハッピークズライフも一貫の終わりだってこと忘れてない？っていうか、しれっと名前で呼んでるし。
Just let me have a moment today. I'm in a great mood after getting some sleep.
彼女の部屋行ってすやすや爆睡してる場合じゃないでしょ。
I've made some good progress. You should be praising me.
それに比べて私は何も。
Hang in there, Ruiri.
二股クズ野郎に上から応援されることほど屈辱的なことはないわね。いつだって崖っぷちにいるのはあんただってのに。
Oh, me?
その様子だと自分がどんだけまずい行動してるか自覚がないよね。ご愁傷様。後で泣きついても助けてやらないんだから。
Her remark was ominous, but my relation with Rua has taken a step, okay, maybe a half a step forward, so I can't see what the problem is. That's the problem. Everything okay, Kitame? You look like a puffed up takoyaki. Return to the dorm only to find Kitame in a huff. She drags me to her room and makes me kneel down on the floor.
どうして私が怒っているか、ナオくん分かってる？
You're acting uncharacteristically stern. But no, I have no idea why I'm in trouble.
そんなことだろうと思ったけど、今日はちゃんとナオくんを叱りたいと思います。
Oh wow, you're not flustered for once. She's cute even when she's miffed. Though she's almost always cute, aside from when she's puking.
昨日の夜、どこ行ってたの？
Huh? Oh. What?
どうしてここまで行ってもわからないの？
She can shout as incredulously as she wants, but it's not gonna make me understand any better. I know how Yo doesn't come home every night. Same deal. Nothing wrong with a college kid being out all night.
私、ナオくんの彼女。ナオくん、私の彼氏。オーケー。
Capiche, so what?
例えば私が一晩、何も言わずにどっか行って朝帰りしてきたら、ナオくんどう思う？
My little Kitama's finally made a friend you can have a slumber party with, candle back with tears.
もう、それがお友達じゃなくて、知らない男の人だったら？
You'd never. Ow, ow, my legs hurt enough from kneeling here. Don't stomp on them!
私を一晩心配させたことに比べたら、軽いものでしょ。
Worried about me, my bad.
ナオくんが夜にフラフラしてたのを心配したわけじゃなくて、その、ほら。
Okay, you think I spent the night with another woman. Wait, that would make you jealous?
どうして驚いてるのよ。私、これでもナオくんの彼女さんなんだからね。寮とはいえ、同じとこに暮らしていて。つまり、それって、同棲ってことでしょ？
No, I don't think that counts.
そうなるの。それで、ナオくんは昨日の夜、どこで、何を、誰としていたの？
I never anticipated she'd get so worried, jealous, really, about me spending one night away. I mean, we only came to know each other by spending a night together after all. Part of me is happy she feels this way, but Yuri's warning is really hitting home now. I think this has gone past just being fun and games. Has she actually fallen for me? I'm obviously not about to tell her I was yours.
ナオくんだって、夜通し遊んでくれるようなお友達いないこと知ってるんだから。
Maybe not friends, but I don't know if you asshole I can spend the whole night bitching and complaining with.
なお。
Ruidui forced me to listen to her sob story. Yor keeps bullying her. I can't tell I'm not gonna get out of this easy, so I decided to blame it all on Ruidui. I'm sure she'll back up my alibi. I did ask myself eternally if I should call her Yua or Nobuta, but I figured she probably wouldn't pay any attention, but just threw it out there.
ナオくんまでルイさんと仲良しになってる。
The mood is only worse, and only for a completely different reason. At least this one isn't my fault.
っていうかナオくん、私以外の女の子と仲良しすぎない？
You don't like that? Maybe you should be more loving with me.
そういうことじゃなくて、ナオくん私と付き合いしてるんだから、そういうのはなんというかやだな。
But she trails off in intensity and squirms about. Surprisingly enough, she manages to maintain eye contact with me the whole way through. If you love me, then say
ナ
so.
オくんが先に行ったら言ってあげ
No, I will love you.
気持ち悪い。
It's just a cute kitame. It's downright unfair. If you get any cuter, I'm gonna have to go jump into having loving consensual sex with you.
いや、頬ずりしてこないでよ。
Sadly, she pushes me away. Can never tell if she wants me to get intimate, if she wants to get intimate with me or not.
ナオくんが友達になってくれたらよかったのに、どうして彼氏になっちゃうの？
Speak for yourself.
やっぱり私が彼女じゃ嫌なんだ。
Never said that.
じゃあ、私が嫌だなって思うことしないで。
Sorry, next time I'll bring you along so you can drink some booze and throw up, okay?
まずお酒飲ませようとしないでよ。
I'm not forcing you. You'll drink it willingly and still throw up. I always catch you giving you and Nobumin envious looks when they're sipping on a drink.
それでナオくん、私は悪いことをしたら埋め合わせが必要だと思うのです。
Why am I always in this position? What's become of my life?
何か言った？
Nope. Managed to avoid telling her why I was out last night, so I should just play along and take any punishment she doles out.
それじゃあ、ミヤコのこと教えて。
You don't want to know about me? Come on, you're still having problems getting along. Don't tell me she's been mean to you when I'm not around.
ちょっとは仲良くできてるもん。ミヤコとのこと、前もナオくんに聞いたけど、教えてくれなかったか
It's
ら。
backstory time. Nobody told me there's nothing interesting about my
この
past.
前ね、ミヤコがナオくんのお姉ちゃんだってナゴミンが話してるの聞いちゃったの。
Oh,
そんなの気にならないわけないでしょ。
I bet. Never had any intention of hiding it. Anyone could tell that Miyako and I are too close for mere friends. But even still, neither of us really care about us being step-siblings. We're comfortable with the current relationship we have, so it doesn't really matter.
だったら二人はどういう関係なの？
This might come to a surprise to you, but she was my first.
初めて？どういうこと？
Oh, you're freaking out if you don't even know. Do I really have to spell it out to you? It's embarrassing.
ミヤコはナオくんの元カノってこと？
No, the first girl I had sex with. This is the most I think I've ever seen someone freak out.
エッチはしたけど付き合ってはいない。つまりどういうことなの？
Honestly, I haven't got much of a clue myself.
何それ？ナオくんはぐらかしてるだけなんじゃ？
Alright, fine. I said I'd make it up to you, so I'll tell you what happened between me and Miyako. You want to know, don't you?
うん。
Just don't give me up sympathy or try to dig into it or anything. As far as I'm concerned, it's all in the past. My legs are numb from kneeling, but I forced them into action and stand up.
どこ行くの？
Get some booze. I'm not talking about this sober.
じゃあ私も冷凍たこ焼きチンしてくる。
Almost feels like we're staying up late watching a movie or something. Oh well. I don't know why me agreeing to tell her about my depressing past put her in such a good mood, but whatever. As long as she's no longer upset. Eventually, Kitam and I returned to our room. After taking a few sips of my drink, I began to tell her my story, much like you had told me hers the night before. The story of my fling with Miyako. Also a possible one. In retrospect, neither of us ever said we loved the other. I don't think we ever felt the need to put it into words, but now I wonder if maybe we should have, at least once. However, whether I was capable of that at the time, I couldn't tell you. We met in the most normal, cliched way. It was the start of a new school year, and she was in the seat next to me. She was a transfer student, but since we were all in a new class, she didn't draw that much attention. My first impression of her was that she didn't have much presence. Blink and she might be gone by the time you opened your eyes. So invisible was she that even the sunlight streaming in through the window next to her seemed to reach me without any disturbance. And so it seemed perfectly natural that I wasn't particularly attracted to her. Her hair is really silky. I wonder what shampoo she uses. The thought crossed my mind, but I realized it would be creepy to break the ice, so I let the chance slip by. Her behavior was what I could describe as bizarre. She spent most of her time gazing out the window. Our teachers would often scold her for not paying attention. I'd peg her as the quiet, self-absorbed type, only for her to come alive when all the girls gathered at her desk during lunch break. However, once they left, she returned to gazing out the window. I caught her dozing off on more than one occasion. She seemed fond of the sun, despite how pale she was. We continued being seat neighbours for a while after that. Just watching her was enjoyable enough, so I started to figure out all about trying to talk to her. That was when it happened.
写真貸して。
The first conversation was as mundane as could be. Here you go.
何これ、コインだけど。
To be leds the rest around. I love the feel of it sliding across the paper.
恋と手のひらが擦れて汚れる。
Everyone goes for HB because it's popular, but I'm gonna convert them.
変な人。
You get that a lot. Seemed to have made an awful first impression, so realizing this conversation would probably be our last, I bit the bullet and went for it. What shampoo do you use?
覚えてない。
Won't hit it'll make the whole world jealous.
知らないけど。なんで私に聞くの？
Oh, you have pretty hair.
今日、あんまり決まってないのに。
She ruffled the back of her hair, annoyed. Couldn't even spot the difference. Pretty weird.
納得がいかない。
She pouted, but for the first time I felt like we were on the same wavelength.
なお、お腹すいた。お肉ちょうだい。
Maybe you shouldn't have eaten your goddamn sandwich this morning. Don't come begging me just because just because I know how to wait.
見てわからない。私は育ち盛りなの。
So am I.
じゃあ我慢するから、帰りにコンビニチキンおごって。
Sure, but I'm getting your chicken salad.
違う。揚げたてジューシーなやつ。肉汁ブシャってなるやつ。
I don't know how your skin's so springy where the eating habits are so bad.
もちもちはしてない。
Oh, really? Well, I guess I wouldn't know. I haven't touched it.
なおの肌は荒れ果てた大地って感じ。
Better start watering me then.
油分も吸い取らないと保湿も大事。
You think I have time for all that crap?
どうしてこう男子ってガサツなの？
Could be a little more. Well, actually, you kind of already are. Specifically, the way you act towards me.
それはそう。
Surprised by how often she smiled, even if they were mostly smug grins. Meanwhile, I often got told I was hopelessly lacking in charm. We were complete opposites. Little by little, we started talking more until we were more or less friends. We sat next to each other, meaning we were together from the beginning of school till the end. Becoming friendly with the people near you is a natural progression, as long as you have at least some things in common. On top of that, our houses were fairly close to each other, so we started walking home together as well.
帰らないの？
She gave me a puzzled look. We were both on cleaning duty, but having finished, I'd opted to sit back in my seat rather than leave immediately. Don't wanna?
どういうことなの？
Some days you just really don't want to go home.
ある。
Really? Wasn't expecting it to. She didn't ask why I wasn't going home. She just sat down next to me and gazed out the window.
帰りたくないなら、家来る？
Sure?
暇だし。
No, no.
どうして悩むの？
Mean you're... Nah, whatever, let's go.
変ななお。
I got the urge to shoot back that she was the weird one, but since she was doing this for my sake, I decided to keep my mouth shut. You know what? I'll take a screenshot of Smug now as well. Smug Miyako as well. Not now. After arriving at her place, we went up to her room, and for a moment things were awkward, but that was it.
人の部屋でこうもだらけられるの才能だと思う。
Trying to be wild and uninhibited.
小さいことよく気にするくせに。
You're in a good mood today. Something happened.
実はさっき、50円玉拾った。
What the hell? Can't even buy a drink with that. I could tell she wasn't answering my question. But I didn't care as long as she wasn't enjoying herself.
ゲームでもする？男の子はみんな好きなんでしょ？
Sure, but I'm not gonna go easy on you just because you're a girl.
笑っていられるのも今のうち。
The console she had was a generation so behind, but the game we ended up playing was one I'd spent hours on when I was younger. Went in confident, but came out utterly crushed. It sucks. Why'd I even come here?
もう一回ってしつこく言うからたくさんボコってあげたのに。
Every character has that one character who's super OP. I just didn't think you'd be such a dirty player in Miyako.
なおが下手くそなだけ。
I wasn't ever any funny at all, but she was giggling away. Well, after that, summer rolled around. At some point, it just sort of became a thing. Neither of us asked the other out or made any specific mention of it. We just came about naturally. As for how, they looked like me, you know that. Don't be so offended. You're gonna break my heart.
なおに似てるって言われて喜ぶ人なんていない。
Didn't mean in terms of physical appearance, idiot. Just mean like we're like on the same
い
wavelength.
つから電波受信できるようになったの？
I'm an antenna that reads Miyako waves.
じゃあ受信料払って。
Sorry, don't own a TV.
私はなおのことよくわかってないけど。
You don't? Thought we were soulmates. This is the biggest shock of the century. I demand compensation.
だって今みたいにいきなり変なこと言うから。
I noticed that she was acting different. She was avoiding making eye contact with me, and her sentences whimpered out without her usual vigor. Well, I don't get you either. I didn't know why she was blushing. I don't get you at all. I didn't know why I was blushing
な
either.
おはわからないままの方がいい。
Gave me this pleading look. Oh, wow, it's springy. Gave her cheek a pinch.
変な声出た。
Now I know one more thing about you.
何それ。
You heard me. You satisfied the man, so she nodded before rushing out of the classroom, her long hair trailing behind her. Damn, she's fast. I'd been left behind. I plucked myself back onto my chair. The classroom was empty, but I gazed around, hoping she might show back up. I didn't really want to go home yet. I'm home. No response came. That was what I'd been hoping for. That was my home life. Hey.
何？
I just realized I've never met your parents.
会いたいの？
Well, not really. Was that the right thing to say?
なんだろ
Oh, mate, take me seriously, please. I never asked, but I could tell that her family circumstances were so likely similar to mine. So I gave up questioning her and sprawled across her
う。
bed.
ねえ、ベッドの上でポテチ食べるのやめて。
I'm using chopsticks, so there won't be any mess.
その食べ方もやめて。耳っちいから。
What's the problem? You want me to be wild and
ならな
uninhibited?
くていい。なおはそのままでいい。
You almost make it sound like you want me to stay a kid forever, and I'm not sure how to feel about that. The conversation dropped off at the TV show we had playing in the background came to an end. Should probably get going.
なお、
What?
呼んだだけ。
Yeah, wait. Alright then, see you tomorrow.
また明日。
What's that all about? Did you not want me to go? Never asked, because I knew she'd just bluff her way through it, but I could feel it through her fingers when she'd weakly grabbed hold of my sleeve before I left. Whatever, she got way more friends than me. We weren't always together. It was only when we had nothing else to do that we'd hang out at her place. Wait, am I the one who misses her? Nah, no way. I wasn't that weak-willed. Reasons for not wanting to go home were the same as they always were.
今日も帰ってこない。
I don't even remember the last time they did come back. So it doesn't bother me if they're not here. This is how my home life. Home is the loneliest place on earth.
今日、うち親いないんだけど。
We're now chatting in the classroom before anyone else arrived to become a part of our daily routine. Only this day I noticed something was off about Miyako. So, what? That's every day.
どうせ今日もいない。
You're not acting yourself today for some reason.
なおのバカ。
Don't have to tell me. I'll have to explain because I am dumb.
エッチなことしたい。
Sometimes she was even more of an idiot than me. Sorry, slow down. Is that where this is going?
そういう感じ。
She tried her best to remain calm, but she couldn't take it. She shot out of her seat, her face redder than I'd ever seen it. The almost transparent girl was, for once, wholly visible. Did you call me dumb? Why would you ask me that in the morning? Do you have any idea how awkward the rest of the school day is going to be with you sitting next to me? I was about to experience being blue-balled firsthand. Being a boy in puberty, I'd often fantasized about having a physical relationship with Miyako, but to have it dropped in my lap out of nowhere like this? Ah! Actually, I could not concentrate at all during class. Time seemed to drag on for an eternity, with neither of us looking the other in the eye, let alone exchanging words. I was used to being in Miyako's room by now. On a typical day, I'd either hop onto her bed or plop down on the floor. On that day, however, we spent several minutes standing there stiffly after we entered. She had to endure the embarrassment of asking, so now it's my responsibility to take the lead. I never cared about trying to show off to Miyako before, but if that wasn't the time to do it, I don't know when it would be. You sure you want to do this with me?
Naoga.
Yes, she says. I suppose I'll do this. She stared up at me, being sure that I was. Never in the time I'd known her had her presence felt so strong to me. But now that she did feel within reach, once again her fleeting nature seemed to draw me in. Placed my hands on her shoulder, causing her to shudder.
Ne. Hiotta.
No, I've just never done this to you before. I was nervous, certainly. I was doing things the way I wanted. Really are springy.
その表現には悪意を感じる。
Man, it's hot here.
だって夏だもの。
Hey, Miyako, is everything okay?
何もない。何もないから。ナオといたい。
What hell of an affection-starved stray cat.
人のこと言えるの。こんな痛いぐらい抱きしめてくるくせに。
Please, you're letting me do it. Felt more fulfilled than aroused. Like I wanted this feeling to last forever. Since you left, my heart wasn't racing. I think I might have to start using you as a pillow.
ずっとならいい。
You okay with that?
だからずっとがいい。帰らないで。ずっとそばにいて。
It seems like general, like, loneliness and fear of abandonment is a common theme in this game thus far. I always found it to be weird, but I could tell there was more to it. Miyako. She cut me off with a hushed tone. Next second I heard the front door opening. I thought you said parents weren't here.
わかんない。でもこんな早くになって。
She trembled between my arms. We both kept our breathing quiet as we listened. You know they're gonna spot my shoes by the door and make the connection.
念のため隠しておいた。
Well, now I feel like I'm doing something I shouldn't be. It wasn't just one pair of footsteps we could hear. It was two of them, slowly making their way up the staircase. I've been to Miyako's house on countless occasions, but this had never happened before. Soon it was simply her mother and father coming home together. What? Until, however, I spotted a familiar face at the crack of the door. Hey, come on, don't be impatient. It was long before the moaning started. Miyako was gripping my arm so tightly it hurt. I'm apologizing. The teasing in the hallway soon fumbled its way into the neighboring room. You could hear the bed creaking, skin smacking, worst of all, the vicious moans. They were going at it full force and no knowledge of the fact that we were in the other room listening. What the hell?
嫌でしょ。こんなの。
The person she's with... That's my dad, actually. What the hell kind of sick prank is God playing on us? My dad never came home, and I never truly cared to know where he was or what he was doing. My mother was constantly crying, always ignoring me. I was used to it. It didn't bother me. By that point, I wanted to spend as little time at home as possible. That was it. But in a cruel twist of fate, my dad happened to be having an affair with Miyako's mother.
ごめんなお。私があんなこと言わなければ。
Do I look upset to you? I knew my asshole father's up to no good. I'm over it, Miyako. She finally raised her head from my chest, and only then did I notice her tear-stained cheeks. Why are you crying?
つもりじゃ。
I'd always assumed she felt the same as I did, so I didn't get why she was crying. Why now? I was angry, sure, but not upset, not at all. Hey Miyako, what's wrong? Why are you crying? The worst thing was that I just couldn't understand it. If we were younger, then it would have been traumatizing, of course. But even though they were technically our parents, we hardly knew them. The people we saw in that moment weren't our father and mother, but a man and woman lusting after each other. There wasn't any sort of critique of their parenting. They'd made their choice, and their choice wasn't us. Maybe this comes across as cold-hearted, but I was entirely unaffected by the revelation of my dad having an affair. I'd gone to myself that Miyako was just like me, and that she'd feel the same way. When I said she was just like me, I meant it. Saying how things turned out, it'd be right to say I was wrong. But ultimately, I was just unable to work out why Miyako was crying. Why the fuck did the music cut out so suddenly? A while passed, but I couldn't tell how long. The moaning died down and was replaced by the sound of them leaving to go off somewhere. All the while I hugged Miyako as she trembled. Miyako? Her tears had run dry and her face was a mess. I gave her a gentle shake to try and bring her back to her senses. It's okay now.
全然大丈夫じゃない。
My arms had gone red from where her fingernails were digging into my skin. She was covered from head to toe in a cold sweat. Even my beautiful hair had lost its luster.
青いる？
Yeah, of course. You can see me, can't you?
じゃあ抱いて。
Miyako.
いいから忘れられないぐらいめちゃくちゃにして。
Couldn't say no. Oops, hold on. Couldn't say no to that face of hers. Actually, hold on. Should probably just fucking press the lock button on all of these so I don't fucking accidentally shift them around. Couldn't say no to that face of hers. She could smile, she could be herself. But it was this tear-stained face that called to me most of all. Oh yeah, there's a sex scene. See you afterwards. Should have known that this was the fucking moment of the choice. She very much does not want the pull out to be the correct option, but sadly it is. I'm gonna press that now and then, like, actually pay attention to what they're saying real quick. Be right back. Okay, they're still naked. He literally just nut on his stomach. The HCG is still here. But they essentially seems like they moved on. So, Miyako says, huh, now why? I couldn't do it inside. Think about it. Think about what? But now, why? Miyako says. You're crying. I can't just... I told you to, Miyako says. I know, but I can't. I didn't want your concern, Miyako says. I'm not... For my own sake, okay? I don't care, just stop talking, Miyako says. Miyako, still covered in my gum, pulled the blankets over herself to hide. Couldn't drown out the sobbing from within. What the heck? Couldn't exactly leave her, snuggled up to her and let her cry for the rest of the night. Hey there, you're my brand new big sister.
私の優勝ってことでいい？
Why the hell do you get to be the big sister? Tell me how to make you become more reasonable.
じゃあまたエッチしよう。
That's the last thing we should be doing. We're now both completely broken. The only reason we were still together was because familiar bonds forced us to. I still can't believe your mom got hitched with my prick of a dad. It's that she to get to move on and be happy.
された側もあんなのと一緒にいたくなかったんでしょ。
Well, maybe they're both happy this way in a sense. Knowing that I'd never see my mom cowering in fear of my dad again certainly made me feel better. It's also fucked up that we both got dumped on this side of the family.
まっさらにして。今からでもやり直せるのならそれでいいんじゃない？
Not really feeling any of that sisterly love from you. Not that I'm doing any better.
私は何だっていいから。
She took my hand and snuggled up to me. The worst part is that I couldn't find a reason to push her away. Wonder what would happen to our relationship after this. Perhaps things would have been different if we said we loved each other and started dating. We didn't feel anything from being together, but that wasn't all that strange. Couldn't think of it. She did say that day was probably her way of trying to take the first step forward. I think I just convinced myself that she felt the same way I did.
ごめんね。
Seriously, why are you apologizing? Didn't get a reply, but I wasn't expecting one. Should have been the one to apologize. But every time I saw that frown on her face, the fog inside me grew stronger. It would have been better for both of us if we spent some time apart, but the option of doing so was taken from us before we had a chance. We were stuck with it. Maybe I'll go look at the ocean. I could hardly think about what to do from now on, or what I wanted to do while Miyako was around. I'd go as far away as possible, just somewhere, place quiet where no one would bother me. By the time the idea had fully formed, my feet were already carrying me off. It was a long journey to the beach at the side done. The empty train rocked from side to side as I sat. No one else was heading to the suburbs at noon on a weekday. I was alone with my thoughts, and after much brooding, I had a realization. I knew why Miyako started crying before we had sex that day. I was a dumbass for assuming she and I were the same. I realized that we spent time together for the same reason we were attracted to each other. The one difference between us would be that Miyako was far more mature than I was. Once our parents' affair came to light, she and I wouldn't have been able to stay together, and she caught on straight away, which is why she started to cry. So why didn't she pull away from me? Why did she agree to keep going? Must be because she actually loved me. She didn't want to leave me no matter what. So I wanted to be with Miyako myself. Only the question was if that meant in a romantic way, and I didn't have an answer to that. How was a guy like me supposed to actually fall in love with someone? It all came back to me, assuming that she and I were the same. We're not friends, we're not boyfriend-girlfriend, and now we can't even be family. Yet we're still stuck with one another. That's why I had to go and gaze out the ocean. Smell a sea breeze. The ocean was close. Pulled up the window of my box seat. Something you only really get on countryside trains nowadays. I waited anxiously to arrive. I wasn't able to consider my next actions as I looked at the ocean. Miyako was the only thing on my mind. Somehow I still felt a little encouragement, thanks in no small part to the special charm of the beach during summertime. The sea was more beautiful, far more tranquil than I had imagined. The perfect place to visit if you had things to get off your chest. Don't even know how to fucking love someone. Like father, like son, as the saying goes. But I felt more true. I'm sure my parents must have been in love at one point. The way things turned out was just the end point of it all. So who cares if you're casual about dating? Just give it a shot and see where it goes. As long as I never got serious about it, I'd never have a reason to be unhappy. Never thought I was capable of true love to begin with. But then that girl came and sat right next to me in class. As we got to know each other, I fell in love with her, and there's no denying it. Just assumed everything would work out because she's the same as me. So she'd have no trouble understanding me. By the time I realized how conceited that was, it was too late. I felt like such a fool. It was driving me mad. This is too much. I didn't care about Miyako becoming my stepsister, whatever. The weight of her love was just too much for me to carry. Why would you seriously fall in love with a dumbass like me? If only I'd asked her out. Would have started dating, had sex at some point and broken up for some stupid reason. Typical teenage romance story would have been much better for us. Miyako had me entirely figured out. She knew exactly how she felt. That's what she told me. She was fine with how things were, even though she didn't believe it. Still didn't want to leave her, because she always smiled for me. I knew I could never make her happy. Being together romantically would only bring back the painful memories of that day. But more than anything else, why some loser like me? Didn't want to make her cry again. Didn't want her crying over some idiot. Most of all, I didn't want her to cry in front of me, because that would make me want to fuck her senseless. God fucking damn it! 149.25. 149 through 24. But I guess this does explain his fetish, considering that this were the circumstances of his first time. Experienced it like what it's like to sleep with a girl and that much emotional pain, and I'd eagerly do it again, despite the fact that I don't want to make her sad. Every time we had sex, I felt unsatisfied. When I realized that, I started refusing to have sex with her. No matter how many times she'd come on to me, clinging and crying. Fighting the urge to break down that tear-stained face is what left me unable to sleep. Wasn't there anyone else? Wished I had someone else to take the brunt of this thick fog. If only I had someone to release it on. Someone that wasn't Miyako. However, I never would have expected to come across a crying girl right then and there. She was sobbing her heart out like it was the end of the world. Her tears called to me. Hey, it's the main character. But yeah, fucking... I guess in a way you could say that they're made for each other. Fucking two of the most emotionally fucking broken people in this game. Tears called to me. I'm sure most people would be grossed out to hear my truth. But in that moment I was hopefully attracted to Nobuta. It was at that moment that I knew Miyako and I should leave one another, but I couldn't.
私はこのままでいい。
And she'd always say that until the day I play along. But why the hell are you crying?
だって
I naturally didn't tell her everything about my true feelings, but the summary I gave was enough for her to start wailing. She's too cute. Look, Takoyaki's getting cold.
鼻水の味がする。
When she's stuffing her cheeks with takoyaki while tears stream down her face is so adorable that I want to just wrap my arms around her, but I exercise restraint.
つまり、ナオくんはミヤコがお姉ちゃんになっちゃったから、今みたいな関係になったの？
Do I seem like the kind of guy who cares about stuff like that?
見えない。悪い意味で。
Well, you know, we couldn't exactly just continue doing what we had been.
そうかも。考えたことないからわからない。
You're both stupid and cute. Wait, you've been sneaking sips of my drink.
ちょっとだけ。だって飲まないといろいろ冷静でいられそうになかったんだもん。
So half a can is about all we can manage. Oh well.
でもやりちんなおくんがみやこ専用のやりちんだったなんて、それ童貞さんとあまり変わらないじゃん。
There's no spectrum. Besides, I've been with you too, so according to your logic, I'm a fuckboy.
前々から思ってたけど、なおくんっておバカさんだよね。
You're the last person I want to hear that from, you takoyaki loner.
最近はぼっちじゃないもん。あ、そうだ、聞いて。今度ゆあちゃんと海で遊ぶ約束したの。
Ah, my little Kim is going on a first play day.
どうしてなおくんが泣いてるんだ。泣き方も真似しないで。
Just so you know, don't think you're the only one she invited. I don't know what you must scheming, but she invited everyone in my social circle, me included. Supposedly it's also we can have that barbecue we missed out on in favor of the takoyaki party, but I know she's up to something. The question is what?
ゆあちゃん以外とも仲良くできるチャンスだと前向きに捉えることにする。
She must have been raised to be strong-willed. Are you satisfied now? Whatever happened between me and Miyako is nothing you need to concern yourself with.
でも、みやこはまだなおくんのこと好きなんでしょ？
No idea. Couldn't tell, to be honest.
わからんって。聞けばいいじゃないの。今日の私みたいに。
She wouldn't want that. She's the one always telling me she's fine with how things are and refusing to speak about it. Admittedly, I'm using that as an excuse not to bring it up with
じ
her.
ゃあどうしてナオくんは私とお付き合いできてるの？
Because you basically forced me into it? Either way, the goal is having loving consensual sex, and that sounds like a sweet deal to me.
ナオくんのバカ。
What about you, then?
私ね、ナオくんと初めて会った日、泣きながらミヤコって寝言言ったの聞いちゃったの。
Oh my goodness, that's so embarrassing.
本当に恥ずかしいからって茶化さないでよ。うん、それがどうしても気になって、ナオくんに変なこと言って、今こんなことになっちゃってるんだけど。
Pretty sure other people would think we're crazy.
だからね、近いうちにナオくんとラブラブセックスしようと思うの。
Yeah, let's check the fucking choices again. So, I guess if we're going the two... I guess if we're either doing Rui or Ibaranek first, I do kind of want to do one of the two, like either of those first. I feel like I feel like fucking Miyako needs to wait until the second last round almost. Well, that's just instinct telling me. Cause something tells me that this one will fuck me up. Especially since all the routes that lead in that direction have like a choice that says become that person instead of turn back. Which makes it feel like there's like half of them are supposed to be like the main character trying to become a better person. And the other half is just enabling his terrible fucking behavior. So, two broken people are essentially making sure that no one else has to suffer each other by taking each other out of the dating market. That's what it feels like, at least, based on what I'm seeing on these choices. I mean, just starting to sound like me. Honestly, I don't even think a tiny amount of booze is safe for her.
私たちはいつまでもこのままじゃダメだと思う。
I mean, sure. These words come to mind along with you yourself. Last time I've been living the life of a grade A two-timey douchebag. My actions aren't related one bit to my relationship with Miyako. It was just a situation brought about by a series of unfortunate events that will inevitably come crashing down.
だからね、ナオくんにもちゃんと考えておいてほしい。
What's some thought?
私とラブラブセックスした後のこと。
That she picks up her empty takoyaki box and leaves the room. If I could do that, I wouldn't be in this mess to begin with. Her breath reeks of alcohol, making me even more depressed. I don't want to think anymore. Sit down outside and gaze out to sea. Sea was my escape, and I'm stuck here. Got nowhere left to go. Spread out in front of me is a distant sandy shore, not the endless expanse of blue. There's no escape for me there. On one side is you and her tears, on the other is Kirame and her blush. I have to pick one and or the other eventually. It isn't something I can run from.
私、変なこと言っちゃったかな。
Heart's still pounding like a drum. Feel a little better now that I know what happened with
で
Miyako.
も、気づいたらあんなこと言っちゃってて。
Just thinking about it caused my cheeks to turn bright red. I was just curious about who Miyako was, and I've had feelings for now, or at least that's what I'd convinced myself of.
ナオくんのことが、もっと知りたくなっちゃってる。
What he told me earlier was only a brief summary. He didn't and likely won't tell me how he feels about the matter. How he himself feels about the matter. Something about it makes me feel all antsy. No, he won't tell me no matter how much I beg. So I'm just gonna have to get closer to him.
これが恋するたこ焼き娘。
レイラ、起きてたの？
ヒラメの熱々な熱気で起きちゃったよ。この。
もう、おっぱいプルンプルンして痛い。
You're jiggling them so roughly that they end up hurting me when they bounce back into position.
ねえキラメ、何か悩みがあるんだったら私に相談してね。
うん。多分レイラじゃ役に立たないから今回はしないけど。
ひどい。
I'd figured this one out myself.
なお、
Miyako, just let me sleep for once.
私とエッチすれば解決する。
That actually makes his insomnia all the more fucked up when it is entirely because literally every night Miyako comes into his room and literally fucking begs for sex. Jesus Christ. No, we've already been over this.
なんで？今さらエッチしたぐらいで何も変わらないでしょ？
Miyako, wipe away her tears with the back of her hand and invite her into my bed. It took both Ryuru and Kirame speaking about it for me to realize. That's what happens when I'm gone for the night.
また、ナオが海に行く夢を見た。
It wasn't a dream.
勝手にどっか遠くへ行こうとしてる夢。
Look, how many times do I have to apologize for that?
どうせこれっぽっちも悪いと思ってない。だからこうする。こうやって追いかける。
My hypothesis when it comes to this game is essentially like it is to a lesser degree than Grisaia, but it is entirely just broken people just having to deal with broken people in this. Like Jesus. She curls up in my blankets like a cat, soon falling fast asleep. Like literally out of this cast there's fucking 2 that are normal. And it's the fucking foreign exchange students. If she really were a cat, then only the summertime heat would stop me from sleeping with her. I'd forgive the rest for being cute. Maybe a piece of shit, but I don't want to make her cry anymore. Gotta make sure that the sex CG doesn't pop up again. That's why I wanted to create some distance between us. If only I could tell you that I was that without making you cry. Perhaps then I'd be free from the prison of these restless nights.
寒いからパンツとソックスだけ履いてるよ。
真夏の太陽、青い海、真っ白な砂浜、そして女の子たちの水着姿。
Shut the fuck up, AG.
セーブ画面だよ。
セーブするわ。
No, Jesus Christ, I skipped a few there. That's not the usual 4 chapter skip. That's a bit more than that. Whoops. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time. Jesus Christ, shit is getting real here now. Oh Lord. Bye.